Ngayong araw sa PTV Sports Chat, dumalaw ang 19-year-old world breakdancing champion na si Logan Ellana Edra. Si Edra ang tinaguriang 2021 Red Bull BC One Women's Breakdancing Champion at ang isa sa mga bagong atleta na magre-representa sa Pilipinas sa darating na Southeast Asian Games. Bukod dito, madami pang target si Edra. Isa na dito ang makamit ng medalya sa 2024. Panoorin po natin ito.
Welcome to another episode of PTV Sports Chat. Please welcome Logan Ellana Edra. Hey Logan, thank you for joining us here, and it's a pleasure to have you here on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, Logan, not all people are aware of who you are right now, but I'm sure in a couple of years they will. And that's why it's an honor that you're here, because at least I get the privilege of having talked to you. Maybe you can tell our viewers who is Logan.
Yeah, so my name is Logan Edra, but I also go by B-Girl Logistics. I'm 19 years old. I've been dancing for about 11, almost 12 years, specifically breaking. Breaking is going to the Olympics, so right now I'm on the journey to qualifying into the Olympics. And I'm pretty confident that I have a high chance of getting there. And yeah, my goal is to win gold and just represent the Philippines at the best possible.
Okay, Logan, you said B-Girl Logistics. Where did this name come from? Where did this handle come from?
Yeah, so logistics actually came from my dad. I was about 9 years old, and ever since I was really young, I always needed a plan or a schedule. Even at that young age, I was already organizing my day. So I needed that plan, and just being like really organized and logistical at a young age, that's why my dad gave me that name. Yeah, and it just stuck with me.
How long have you been, I mean, for breakdancing, usually be associated with boys or men, but you're a rare breed. Okay, when did you start taking up breakdancing?
So I started around 8 years old, and I was also learning just about hip-hop culture, because breaking is one of the 4 main elements of hip-hop. And so alongside breaking, I'm also learning hip-hop dance, different hip-hop styles, funk styles, all of the different dance styles and like street dance. Yeah, and I started actually by seeing another B-girl teach a breaking class, and she's also a Filipina. Her name is B-Girl Valpal, and she was my first teacher. Yeah, she was my first mentor, so that's what got me into doing more breaking, and then I've just never stopped.
Okay, I understand before you got into breakdancing, or was it simultaneous, you were also into gymnastics?
Yes.
Okay.
So as soon as I started breaking, I actually got into gymnastics to help get me stronger for breaking. My dad was always really supportive. My mom was always really supportive, and so my dad, at a young age, or me being at a young age, my dad thought it was a good idea to put me in gymnastics to help me with the strength. And also, I think a lot of the moves are very athletic in breaking, so gymnastics helped me get stronger for breaking.
Does it make it easier for you, I mean, to do your moves? I've seen your dance routines. Does it make it easier for you, the fact that you're a gymnast?
Well, I'm not a gymnast anymore, so I wouldn't claim that name, but I would say it's made it easier on a strength level for like the power moves and the tricks and the dynamics. But breaking is also, it's an art, it's a dance at heart. So it's helped a lot with the athleticism side, but then there's still like an artistic, creative side that is more coming from my other training and also just from myself and creativity.
Right, I understand you were the champion in the 2021 edition of the Red Bull breakdancing competitions, right? And then last year you were the runner-up. Okay, so I'm just figuring it out. In this year, are you still joining that competition?
So this year I'm going to be focused on more of the Olympic qualifying events, and these are really new for breaking because breaking has never been in the Olympics before. So I will be focusing on those events. And yeah, I'm undecided on the Red Bull BC One World Final this year, but right now my focus is more on the Olympics and building with the community.
Okay. What pushed you into deciding to focus on for the Philippines?
So I want to get closer to my roots. I genuinely want to learn about myself and learn about my culture, and I was born in the States. My parents were also born in the States, but I don't know, I think there's not enough representation in general. I think globally I would love to see a more colorful representation of everyone and where their families come from and where their roots are. So for me, I want to help put Philippines on the map, and I believe it is more than possible. And yeah, I'm really proud to be Filipino, or Filipina. Yeah, I want to learn more about the culture as well. So this is, in my opinion, a great way to do that.
Do you also think that by doing so that you would be an inspiration? I mean, there are a lot of break dancers here in the Philippines. Do you think you could start something like that?
Yeah, I mean, I want to see hip-hop schools. I want to see more dance studios. I want to see more safe spaces around the Philippines and just worldwide for kids to learn breaking and to get into something that is healthy, a healthy outlet. I think that's something that's needed. I think art can change lives. I think hip-hop changes lives, dance changes lives, and sports as well. And now that breaking is given this platform, I just want to take that opportunity to help uplift that message, which I think other breakers would definitely be on the same page.
After the SEA Games, I mean, obviously everybody's looking at the Olympics. But in between those, are there any other competitions you plan to join? Major competitions?
Yeah, so the plan is still kind of moving around, but another one that I'm looking at is Asian Games.
Okay.
And then there's going to be more, they're called World Series events, which are the highest point ranking events that you can get in the qualifying for the Olympics. It'll be either the Olympics or to get to the Olympic qualifying series, which is going to be right before the Olympics next year. So I'll be doing these World Series events this year.
Well, you're going to be pretty busy.
Yes,
Okay.
very busy.
All right. And well, rarely do we see. I mean, like I said, do you think that it's an advantage? There's the odds of you winning a medal, well, in all especially the Olympics, is very huge right now. So is that something that, well, playing on your mind right now?
Of course, every day I'm always thinking about the goal. I'm always thinking about the journey and the destination, but I would say both, because I think if I'm too focused on the destination, it will take away from being present in the process. But I've always been taught to be disciplined and focused, and so that just plays into this goal of mine.
Okay, I saw one video. You were on the Ellen DeGeneres show. Just curious, what were you talking about? What happened there?
Yeah, so I was on the Ellen show 3 times, and one of those times I got to perform a solo piece that another Filipino actually choreographed. His name is Dietrich, and so he choreographed a piece, and I also helped add in with the movement in that piece. And it was about basically just highlighting the negative impacts that social media can have on youth, younger females around the world, how it affects our self-esteem and our sense of self. And so I've actually gotten a great response from a lot of dancers and just a lot of people worldwide that have been inspired by that piece. And so it kind of went viral a little bit on I would say, Instagram. And Ellen asked me if I wanted to perform it on her show, and so I performed it. And then after the performance, I did an interview with Ellen, and we just talked about what that piece is about, and we're basically just uplifting the message of self-love.
Wow, that's all I can say about it. Wow. Okay, for my final question to you, what do you think, well, for the youth, the viewers right now, why should they take up breakdancing?
I think breaking is really fun and it's really challenging. I think it's one of those outlets that really, it's freeing. It's really freeing because it takes you into a whole nother world. And not just that, but it connects you with other people that might be dealing with the same struggles as you, or connecting you with other people that you might relate to in some way, shape, or form. And breaking is part of hip-hop, and hip-hop is such an inclusive space where everyone is allowed. It doesn't matter what skin color you are, it doesn't matter what age you are, it doesn't matter if you're a guy, you're a girl, but everyone in hip-hop is valued equally. And so that's why I think breaking is just, in my opinion, one of the best ways for people to connect and just have an outlet. And it's great exercise. It's fun, it's challenging, it's athletic, so it's, yeah.
Wow, okay. So I guess we're about to end. Before we end, I'd like to, well, give you the floor. You want to thank anybody, or maybe shout-outs or anything, or maybe your message to the Filipino community?
Yeah, so I would say shout out to my family. I wouldn't be here without my family. I wouldn't be here without just the Philippines. Shout out to hip-hop, the hip-hop community worldwide, holding it down in this really challenging chapter as we're moving into the Olympics. Just hang in there. This is a crazy time, but I think we're doing very well. So, yeah.
All right. Thank you, Logan. And I hope the next time I have you here, you'll have a medal around your neck.
That'll be
all right.
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody. We hope you enjoyed our time with Logan, and hopefully we have her again sometime. That's all for this episode, and tune in for our next one. Good night.